Yo, what is up, you guys? Welcome back to the channel. Homie Hektor here, and today we're working on this 2003 Acura TL, and we're gonna be replacing the radio on it. Alright, so this radio does not work. This radio has a 6CD changer. It uses a tape. It has no option for auxiliary, so this radio is outdated. The radio that I got and the radio that I'm going to be using is one that I picked up from Walmart for $21.99. I picked up the dash installation kit for 10 bucks, and I picked up the wiring for the radio for about 8 bucks. So all in all, I'm still under 40 bucks. We're going to have a brand new radio with Bluetooth, with option for auxiliary, with option for USB, and the ability to make phone calls with the radio. Let's see how good this $21 radio from Walmart is. Let's go. Okay, now when it comes to radios, the concept is pretty much the same. The radio is right here in the center of the dash. It's covered by some panels on the left, some panels on the right, some panels underneath, and some panels on top. So I'm going to remove every piece of trim right here so that I can access my radio. Once we remove the radio, I'm going to show you guys how to wire it using the wiring harness that we picked up from Walmart. And then we're going to wire it from the radio to the car. We're going to connect all the wires together, and then we're going to put everything back together using the dash installation kit so that everything looks like it belongs there. Everything is going to look professional, and the best thing is you can do this at home yourself for under 50 bucks using basic hand tools. Let's go. So now that we have the radio out of the car, let's take a look at the one that we're about to install. Now at first glance, it looks like something's missing in the box. Took it out of the box and it looks like it's just the face of the radio, but this is it, guys. This is what it is. It's a little interface chingadera. It's gonna have micro USB, the auxiliary, it's gonna have Bluetooth and options for the phone. Now it just has the 3 connections in the back, one for the plug that's gonna go here for all the wires, which is our power, ground, the speakers, and the rest of the stuff. Now I also got the harness from Walmart. This is a harness from a company called Metra, and it comes with 2 plugs because it is made for different makes and models, but we're only gonna be using one of these right here. Alright, now the colors on these connectors are pretty much universal. Like I said, black and yellow is your power and ground. Then you have your speakers, which are the white, the gray, the green, and the violet. Then you have a red and a blue, which is for the power antenna, and I believe the other one is for the ignition switch on. Alright, so gonna be hooking this up to this connector. One plug goes to the radio and the other plug goes to the car. Again, make sure the connector has the same wires. Black and yellow, which is power and ground. You got your speakers, you got your violet, your gray, your white, your green, and then you have your red and blue. Some of the wires will not be used, but just use what you have. And then once you have everything connected, plug everything in. I'm going to be using solder and heat shrink to connect my wires. You can use butt connectors, you can use crimp and seal connectors, whatever you like. I'm going to use solder and heat shrink for a more secure connection, as I always do. Okay, now when it comes time to shrinking the tube onto your solder connection, you may want to use an open flame, but if for any reason you're working behind the dash, I highly recommend you invest in a heat gun. The one that I'm using right here is from Harbor Freight. As a matter of fact, the solder and the soldering iron are from Harbor Freight. You don't need to spend a lot of money to make money. Remember that. Okay, and this is what we end up with after we're all soldered and heat shrinked. Now, I did have one wire left over, this orange one right here. It's for the illumination, and what I did was I just put a little bit of heat shrink over the end, and then I just shrunk it. That's just to prevent any shorts or any kind of electrical faults in the future. But there it is, guys, soldered and heat shrinked. Now what I'm gonna do is just put a little bit of zip ties to keep my wires together. I don't like using electrical tape because everything gets sticky. If you ever have to remove the tape, all the wires are gonna be sticky and it's just gonna be a mess. So a little bit of zip ties go a long way. Just make sure you cut them and keep everything neat, and this is gonna keep everything organized behind the radio. Okay, now when it comes to the dash installation kit, you want to make sure that you have the correct one. You're going to get a kit that is made for a lot of years, makes and models, and you want to make sure that it fits your car. So you're going to get a bunch of plastic in here, a bunch of little chingaderas in the box. So you want to make sure that you take your time, put it together, but when you do, it's going to look a little something like this. You're going to get one that's either a double din or a single din. Also, you may have to transfer some parts over from the old radio to the new radio, but once you have everything transferred over, it's ready to go back into the car. Now before you start installing everything onto the car, it's always a good idea to double check and make sure that everything works. So what I'm going to do is just connect my connector to the back of the radio, one to the car, and then make sure that the radio powers up, make sure that my speakers work, and if everything is good to go, then I can start reinstalling everything. The last thing you want is to put everything together just to find out that the radio doesn't work or you got a defective radio. If that was the case, right now will be the perfect time to figure that out.
BC prefer Versace.
And there it is, guys. That is how you install a radio on just about any car out there. This is a 2003 Acura TL, but the principles apply to just about any car out there. Remove everything around the radio, get your radio out, put a new one in there. Now we got rid of the CDs, we got rid of the tape, we got USB, we got auxiliary, we got Bluetooth. We can connect our phone to the radio and we can use it to make phone calls. So we're going to try it out right now. I'm not going to show you the radio, the AM FM radio, the Bluetooth or anything like that because of copyright reasons, but we're going to try this radio out right now. So the key is on. As you can see, the radio works. So we're going to try it out right now. I'm going to put my phone here just so you guys can see. I'm going to hit this little microphone button to see what it does. Find me Homie Hektor on YouTube.
Here are some videos of Homie Hektor I found on the web. Take a look.
Beautiful. And as you guys can see, there it is. This radio works 100% for under 50 bucks. You guys can do this at home with basic hand tools. Radio has Bluetooth, auxiliary, USB, everything you need right at your hands. So if you guys like the video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to share it. And if you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. Hit that little notification bell so that you get notified every time I drop new videos. That's it, homies. I'll see you on the next one. Peace out.